Hey guys, Rich Uncle here. Now I know you guys have been hearing about this cost segregation thing to extract a lot of bonus depreciation and passive losses, which is a great way to not pay taxes. And if you guys want to check out my full tax guide, go to simplepassivecashflow.com/tax. But today we're going to be talking about why not to do a cost segregation. You might be asking, well, what the heck is a cost segregation? For those of you guys that are going to be investing in real estate right now, you guys should probably know that you can deduct your price of the improvement value of the building over 27 years. So you can take a deduction on that property. Straight line depreciation is what this is called, over 27 years, which is cool. Oftentimes this will offset a lot or even more of the money that you make. And this is how real estate investors shelter a lot of their gains from taxes and don't pay a lot of taxes on their gains, because the real estate creates a paper loss. But a lot of these bigger syndication deals will do what's called a cost segregation. So cost segregation basically is this big report that is given to the CPA. I don't know all the details on this, I don't need to, but this document goes out to the CPA and allows the CPA to write off the asset a lot quicker than 27 years, which will take forever. Approximately 1/3 of the building value with the latest 2018 tax laws will be deducted in the first year. So as you can imagine, this is a big paper loss in the first year and can be used to offset your passive income. And if you're implementing a real estate professional status strategy, it can be used to offset your ordinary income. Now, here's why you came to watch the video, right? I mean, it all sounds fine and dandy, and I think a lot of investors get really excited about this and start to want to gobble up passive losses and bonus depreciation through cost segregations to the nth degree. But here are some of the cons. So a cost segregation approximately costs about $10,000 to get done. Now, it's not cheap. The tax benefits can be overwhelming when you're doing this to more than account for $10,000. But for some investors, these passive activity losses that they get in huge amounts in the first year may not be any benefit to themselves. So one example is, the person that makes under $150,000, $200,000, they may not be implementing a real estate professional status strategy to lower their ordinary income because they're already in a low tax bracket. So even if we gave the people more passive activity losses in the beginning, they wouldn't use it anyway. But not to say that you can't use the passive activity losses. You can hold on to it in your little backpack or your coffer or whatever, your container or whatever you want to be calling it, as suspended passive losses. So the way to think about it is to suspend it up in the air until you've used it. And you can hold on to these things for a really long time. At this point in the taxes, you can hold on to it forever to when you need it. And that's key. That flexibility is key. But for a lot of people working day jobs, they may not be able to use a real estate professional status strategy to use these passive losses to offset their ordinary income. So the passive losses become unused or remain suspended. And if that's the case, well, maybe you would have made sense not to spend the $10,000 on a cost segregation to get the passive losses quite yet. Because when you exit a deal or an asset is sold, you're going to have to pay back that depreciation recapture anyway. So if you're, again, real estate professional status strategy, the bonus depreciation, I would say gobble it all up. Get as much as you can to lower your ordinary income if that makes sense for your tax bracket. But if you're in the lower tax bracket, it may not make sense for you, and that's kind of what we're talking about today. But it's important to kind of learn these concepts. The way I kind of teach about it is you learn what passive losses are, passive income is, and the fact that those two can offset each other. There's also ordinary income, and which if you can employ a real estate professional status strategy, which we can talk about in a future video, how some of the folks are using it in our group. At that point, you can use the passive losses to offset that. But things will change, right? Things always change every couple years as Congress moves around or the presidency moves around. You never know. But these are the main concepts to kind of learn in the first place. Again, if you guys want to learn more about this stuff, go to simplepassivecashflow.com/costseg and check out my tax guide at simplepassivecashflow.com/tax. If you guys have any other ideas for future videos, please let me know. And Rich Uncle out. Bye.